Where's your war stick? I got my war stick. It's only a little skill. It's
We're
to
back.
puff it, to clean up
We're back. We're back.
the.
Welcome back, everybody. UFC Atlanta about to,
Sorry.
UFC Atlanta about to go down. We just
I think this
recapped.
is how we started the last episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Coughing.
That's why we did it again. UFC 316 just did a recap. We tell ourselves we're gonna make it quick. It still turned into like a hour fucking and a half little gig. We have too much fun, and we're never gonna shorten what we have or how we feel about a particular fight. Maybe it transitions training cards. Maybe it transitions where we're talking up and down the rankings a bit. But this is the time where we let it all out, and I think it's pretty raw, man. We're not going off scripts. We're not listening to what all the others have to say. We go off of kind of like our own recollection of a lot of these fights. I love taking personal notes, and then when I get a fight wrong, looking at the notes that I faded, and sometimes being like, "Holy shit, it was right there in front of me." So, yeah. So, anyways, I'm Toad. That's Lethal. We're gonna give you guys a UFC Atlanta breakdown. Fucking pumped, dude. Buckley got the fight with Usman. He got the fight with Usman. I wish it could have been a paradigm where we had Prime Usman taking on this version of Buckley. But hey, man, if the torch ends up being passed, it's still a very beautiful thing, especially given all of what Usman's done at welterweight and what Buckley looks like he's soon to be doing still, as he's still got a bit of time. So before we get into the picks, anything you want to share, Lethal?
Mate, look, I'm going to tell you what, brother. I would have fucking paid for this card as a pay per view, not even the fight, the main event, like the whole card, and we'll go through that. But
Yeah.
I am so excited. I've been looking forward all weekend till today. We went through the first shit, which was a recap, which was exciting anyway. This is the real deal. This is this Sunday. This is actually going to fucking happen,
This
right?
Saturday, by the way, he's in Australia. Yeah,
All the way. Oh
depending
yeah, yeah,
what part
that's
of the
right. Yeah.
time
So
zone you're in, you
guys,
know when the fights are,
everyone out
baby.
there, oh, you and this is the best part about being in Australia. So I think that this is the great thing. You guys wait all night, Saturday night. So you go Saturday night, right? You
Mm-hmm.
you start drinking at 4, 5 in the arvo. You smoke, you party,
Yeah,
and
we
then
do
you
that
get
when we
home.
wake up, baby. It's fight day.
Dude, in Australia, man, we get up at fucking 4, 5 a.m. The fights are on at 8 a.m. Right, the early prelims, 8 a.m. So by 10 a.m. we get the prelims. Now, this is the way I look at it. On Sunday, I start drinking at 10 a.m. The fights finish at 3. I'm fucking plastered. I've seen the fights. I've made my money. I'm fucking on
Uh,
fire. I have dinner by 5 p.m. I'm in bed by 6 p.m., 6:30, brother. I have no hangover in the morning. Day fights, fucking raw.
but then you're going back to work, right?
Yeah, yeah, but
That
I've at
fucking
least I've had
sucks
my nine
ass.
hours sleep. Oh yeah, I've had my 9 hours, man. I've partied. I've gone the whole Apu and the Simpsons. I've just gone party, down, down, down. They start at 8 a.m. You guys are like, I think sometimes it's good being a day in front of you guys because, like, it's night time for you and it's day. Like,
Yeah.
right now we're talking, right? 1:20 a.m. You poor bastard. Thank you for staying up for me, mate.
Yeah.
Hey, I love you.
You're all right, man.
You know,
I have fun doing it.
it's
So,
3 o'clock in the afternoon here, and it is, uh, what day is it? It's Wednesday.
you know,
Yeah,
it's fucking
3 o'clock in the
Wednesday.
afternoon, Wednesday.
We got a solid card. We're going to get right into it because, to his
All
point,
right, let's go.
it is very early for me in the sense of got work in the morning too. So, all right, kicking things
I'm
off.
going to rip through this one with you. I'm going to do you a favour and not talk like a wanker. So I'm
No,
going to
you're
be
good, bro.
really premium.
Weigh in on the
You
shit
watch
that
this
you're
shit.
passionate about. Let's do it. So Vanessa
You
Denopoulos
watch this
taking
shit.
on
I'm all warmed up from the first one to the end one.
Jamie Horth, Jamie Lynn Horth. I like Horth in this matchup. I think she's got good enough of physique, tall, rangy. I mean, everyone's going to be a bit taller than Vanessa for the most part. Pretty short and stocky, but Horth's got good counter grappling. She's able to do her thing in the clinch, reverse control, and throw those knees up the middle, but also threaten her own takedown as well. I could see Horth winning via control time and edging out a decision in this one. If you're to, I don't know, if you're to tail this, I would probably say, or rather fade it, Denopolis by submission might be live in some of these scrambles. That's my take on this, though. Horth by decision. Who do you got?
So, mate, to keep it quick, for my parlay, I got Horn. Okay, so that's my safe parlay. That's the one that's going to make me win the $1 million at the end of my 13 fights or 12, what we ever go through.
Uh huh.
But so I've written down on my little stupid pad, parlay for Horn, but I am going to put down as a first fight so I can make more money to gamble for the rest of the fights. I'm going to throw down $5 because I got it at 4.95 in Australia, so $5 would make me $20, right? Just for fun and giggles.
Mm-hmm.
$5 on Vanessa, pole dancer, to wrap those pole dancing legs around her and do some sort of fucking cool pole dancing jiu-jitsu move. I'm with you on that one. So,
A triangle.
parlay, horn, horth, for giggles and laughs, for jokes and fuck around. I'll put $5 on the pole dancer at $5 to one.
All right. Moving up the card, Phil Rowe taking on Lusa. I was like sitting there thinking about it, going into it, watching a little bit of tape. Like, why do I have a bad vibe about this guy? Like, I hear the last name Lusa. I go back, I look. He had the no contest with Brian Battle, and Battle called this shit out. He didn't want to fight me no more because I was about to be the first guy to put him away. Yeah, he's going out getting it mostly done via knockout. Has a submission too. Here's the thing about Phil. You probably don't want to grapple with him. He's a pretty solid grappler, and he is losing to guys, sure, but they're like very verified, established grapplers. I think the recipe to beating Phil's on the feet. Lusa certainly going to be a bit of a problem here, so I see this going a bit of a coin flip. Either you're taking Phil by a decision or potential submission, or you just simply think that Lusa's going to be on the feet and hit Phil with that big shot that puts him out or likely wins on the damage. How do you feel about this one?
Mate, look, honestly, again, I'm going to keep this one real sweet. I'm a Rowe fan. I saw him at the beginning. He came in guns and blazers like fucking Chaos Williams. You know what I mean? He was like, and Abdul Malik, who's on this fucking card. So we'll go through that. But he sort of came out, did stuff, then disappeared, then came back without going through stats or anything. He's sort of just there. You're just a dude on the roster. You had a moment and it was lost. But with those odds, so in Australia, we're at $2.21 for Phil Rowe, $1.72 for Lusa, NJ Lusa. Look, yeah, you're big, scary black man. You came in with a thing. You won a few fights. You look scary, but I got Phil Rowe on my parlay for 221. I'm not going NJ Lusa for anything. I'm actually calling Phil Rowe on this one.
Yeah. Just from a pick perspective, I'm going to go Lusa and then trust that. He's a bit of a problem on the feet and can stay out of those dangerous grappling exchanges with Phil, prevent the takedown enough. But otherwise, if Phil's on top of Lusa on the ground, man, does that look good. Pay attention to live props here. You might be able to make some easy money if that striking exchange goes sideways and Phil's in control. All right, moving up the card. Got Ricky Simone taking on Cameron Smotherland. Here, I don't know. I've heard a couple different takes on this one. Ricky really needed that last one against Basharat. I've had Ricky in so many fights where he's come up short. you know, it is tough just to have that one win to go off of. But I look at the veteranship and the experience of Ricky, the fact that, yeah, he's lost, sure, but against some of the top guys also. And Cameron's got a bit more to prove to me still. He can mix it well. He's the threat, and some of his striking and his clinch work, and can grapple a bit too. But it's the veteranship in Ricky, so I'm going to go here with this, with my pick with Ricky. I'm not seeing props either, so yeah, we'll have to just go off the idea that Ricky's probably a favorite here. Who's your pick, Lethal? Break this one down for me.
Look, at the end of the day, brother, the original fight was Charles Jourdain and Ricky Simone. Um, and you know what? Charles Jourdain at that time, because I actually had it down at Charles Jourdain, I only found out today that it was all cancelled due to Charles Jourdain getting an eye poke during training. So, look, I had Charles Jourdain to start with
Mm-hmm.
against Ricky Simone. So I'll start there. But look, what I'm looking here on topology, we've got the number 19 in the world fighting the number 57 in the world. Cameron Smotherman fighting Ricky Simone. I'm a true believer in Ricky Simone's wrestling. I don't think Smotherman's done it enough to show anything. You're still the new kid on the block. I have a theory about the old guys going out, but Ricky Simone's not the old guy. You know what I mean? They're all the same age at this stage. We're talking about, you know, when I talk old guys, we'll go through that when we, you know, like Holly Holmes and, you know, and Jose Aldo. It's like, you know, like you're getting old. But Ricky Simone's not an old guy. I see Ricky Simone winning this. He's too strong. He's too powerful. His cardio is fucking amazing. It's like a mini Marab. Uh, I think I got Ricky Simone. I'm going to call it short. Cameron Smotherman, if you do win, you're going to break my parlay. But I haven't put any bets on yet, so nothing's been broken on my end.
Yeah,
That's why we're
methods
doing
aren't
it.
really posted for me at this
That's
point for
right.
a lot of guys. So,
Like we've always said, I will wait till the weigh-in show,
yep.
the end of the day. While everyone's doing this, I'm watching and we're watching tape. We're watching interviews. We're watching weight cuts. We're watching all that kind of shit. So, but at the moment, right now, I've got Ricky Simone by points, pure domination fight on the ground,
Yep. And
just
just to
wrestling.
recap that real quick before moving up the card again, nothing's final until obviously the fights, weigh-ins do play a factor. Um, sure. So yeah, methods depending your bookies. Thursdays where things are kind of live for a lot of us. So check out the socials if you haven't already. Eventually, it'll be more Lethal Toad when all that shit gets cooking a bit more. But you can also find us MMA Toad here and Lethal Hands Collectibles there. So check out our pages. Sometimes we'll post our props, or you can just simply message us and we can give you some reads at that time too. We love the engagement and you guys reaching out. But yeah, I can understand a bit of a pick 'em here in the sense of respecting what both guys are offering. Ricky had a bit of a rocky little stint for a minute. Again, he got the upset against Bashrot, but nothing nearly as verified as some of the guys that he's been losing to also. So there is that level of adversity that Ricky Simone just has crumbled under so far. And I wonder if he'll come back and cross it eventually. So finishing up the early prelims, we got Cody Durden taking on Jose Ochoa. I'll let you kick off the beginning of this one. I'll follow you up.
Look, I'm going to tell you the truth. I told you I'll never lie. I know Cody Durden, man, and I love Cody Durden, mate. I am. I am a fucking Cody Durden fan. I don't have a card of his because actually I haven't pulled one or found one or I haven't actually seen one for sale. But I'm a fan. If I did have one, I'd actually put it in my PC, right? Not because he's cool and not because he's got $1 million. I like the way he fights. Now, Ocha, I've seen a little bit. You're still too new to me, dude. You're still like, yeah, I don't really know. Let me go here. Cody Durden Ocho. So I'll type in 7-1. Is 7-1 to 17-7. You
I'll
know what I mean?
transition with you because I did a bit of tape study on Jose Ochoa, and basically a lot of guys were comparing him to Charles Oliveira. I saw like a highlight clip where it's like the new Charles Oliveira. Not quite, right? Charles Oliveira is a one of one in that sense. Like he is the Finnish king, but the guy's got amazing striking, believe it or not. He throws a beautiful kick down the middle, keeps his combinations pretty solid, tight. He does extend at times, but it's like, I don't know. He has good instinct, you could say. He's putting himself out there to follow up on something where he's rocking an opponent. He's just, again, very good with his striking. It's if Cody's able to get a hold of him, work out the side, like even just backpack and work Ochoa to the ground. That's where I could see Cody just having that veteranship in him, that dog in him to say, hey, you're like in deeper waters, you know, we're not here to fight on the feet, we're here to fight in mixed martial arts. And I could see Durden live with a submission,
Oh,
or
oh,
like some ground and pound. So I like the prop on that. Pretty well-rounded guy for the finish in that sense too. He
lost
mixes it
against
quite
Mona
well,
Kavanagh.
but more times than not, I see this actually ending on the feet, and sadly, pretty quickly for Cody. So, my official pick on this is Ochoa, but I'll probably be throwing something on Durden by finish as a dog in the fight. What do you got?
All right, because I'm here, right? So I'm taking Durden, right?
Yeah,
So I'm looking at it now. Ocha lost to Lona Kavanagh. That's that little short, stocky, fucking English
yeah,
dude. Yeah,
yeah.
he has a lot to
Not the
win.
worst of losses either, though. I mean, Lonar's pretty decent,
Can you just hold on for a sec?
and it's also not a finish, right? It was a decision.
Yes. So what is I'm a Durden fan. I think a 7-1 record for me doesn't do it for Ocha. I'm going to take the long shot on
Okay,
Durden.
all right.
I'm going to take the two. So in Australia, we're going $2.45 to a Durden. Sorry, $2.45 to $1.56. Uh, I've got him down. What have I done on my little book here, my man? I put him down as a question mark. Durden as a question mark. But my parlay, I've written down parlay for Ocho because I do believe in odds and I do believe in stats and I do believe in maths.
Ocha by
So
finish or just money line?
just a money line, man,
Yeah,
because that fight's really
yeah.
undecided.
They
I
haven't
think Durden, yeah,
they haven't
it's
posted methods for me yet. So when I say like, oh, Durden by submission or Choa by finish, whatever this looks like, obviously I'm not going to play the odds if they're dog shit. But I, without having them yet, but can also kind of assume off like what I expect the odds to be and difference for this, it should be decent
uh,
either or. But if
I've
you're
got
going
a
to take
line on that
Durden,
one. Yeah,
I
I've
really
got a
like him
line
by
on that
a
one.
submission in that fight.
Yeah. That one was a weird one for me. That one, I have a big circle. I actually not have a big circle. I just drew a circle around my little page here because it was interesting. All right, next
All right,
fight.
moving up the card. Yeah, Malcolm Wallmaker taking on Chris Melino. That's that dude who fought Sean O'Malley that just ate a fucking barrage of shots over the course of almost 15 minutes and deserved to at least lose that via decision. The refs, I guess, just kind of stepped in despite he was there and protested immediately. Didn't look good for him, and being tough is never a good thing to say about a fighter because that just means that their striking defense is piss poor, and we've seen them take several shots to know that they're tough. So this is a perfect matchup for Wallmaker. He's already growing quite a fan base, quitting the blue collar hard working job, being a welder, and wanting to pursue MMA full time. This is going to get Atlanta lit the fuck up. You know, local guy from the area. He's going to have a ton of fans behind him, and this place is going to be roaring because Chris is tough enough to allow this fight to go 15 minutes. I just see Wallmaker different than Sugar in the sense where he could actually hit that really explosive combination, tight, crisp, to the body, work up high, and just catch Chris out versus sitting at range and just flossing on him and playing basketball. So I expect Wallmaker knockout. That's my prediction. What do you got?
Warmaker knockout. I'm going to keep this short, bro. At $1.06, $1.06. There's no money to make on Wellmaker at all. Zero coin.
Unless you're looking at
Right?
method props, which we don't know the props for
Yeah,
yet.
yeah. So I'm just looking at that, and it's $1.25 if I get it for knockout. So it's not much difference on this end of the scale for me. But he's in my parlay all day. He's in many parlays. So if he loses, like Patchy Mix, right? Then we have a problem that day. We have a problem, Houston. But what I will fucking say, I am putting $20. So I put $5 on Demopoulos so far as a stupid bet, right? I'm putting $20 now. I've got these stupid bets going, right? At $9.45 for a win. Fucking Montino. All right, I'm putting $20 because if he wins, that's going to give me enough money to keep on moving through the rest of the fucking day for free, just like free money, like a free day out. But
yeah, depending on
all
the props,
day,
I could see Wallmaker being super heavy. Like to a degree, it's always good to sprinkle on a dog when it's that much because it's MMA. Anything can happen. But yeah,
and, and I'm just thinking, think about this. Let's go to a bit of Rocky moment. Got beat by a Mally. They brought in a fucking turkey to fight a dog. You got beaten. He went out in the fucking regional scene. He won 6 fucking fights straight in a row. They wanted to bring the fucking turkey back to make another dog look cool. I don't think it's going to be that turkey today at $9.45. If you were allowed to now, you'd be backing yourself. If you're allowed to bet on yourself, wouldn't you bet on yourself at $9.45?
yeah,
I would.
yeah. Those
I
props are
would bet
crazy.
myself. Absolutely. So I
And
think
just
they're
to like
good.
clarify that too, when he's saying $9.45, we're talking like plus $9.45 prop, right? If you're looking at
Yeah.
from the
So one
states,
dollar
like
gets you $9. If I put $1, it gets you
yeah,
$9.45. $10 gets me $94, and $20 gets me $180. So what I'm saying is I'm putting $20 on this dude to get me $180.
yep. There's been
Because
bigger upsets in MMA, so it's a good underdog
this
bet
would be
just to roll the
massive.
dice from a gambling perspective. So, all right, moving
And you
up
have
the
to ask the question: why did they bring him back in? Why did they bring the dude back in who got the shit beat out of him by Sean O'Malley? Is it to
because
get the
because
shit
everyone
beat out
got
of him
pissed off
again?
that the kid deserved a decision loss because he was totally fine, and fans said fuck that shit, and we were vocal about it, and the kid earned respect that day too. He actually became a
So
he actually became a favorite in his next fight, by the way.
in $9.45 against Wellmaker, that kid shouldn't even. He won't even last one round.
True.
According to Shell Summon, $5 is stretcher. And what we found last weekend is $5 is stretcher. So this
Yeah,
guy's stretcher, bro.
and we know that the bookies are fucking stupid. And last week I took Marab by a +1,000 prop, despite Aljo was giving him all kinds of compliments about his grappling improvements and backpacking. And hey, I got the submission. So just because the odds say one thing doesn't mean that our own reads say otherwise. The the pen and paper say for Chris, the dude's extremely grit. He's got a gas pedal for 15 rounds. He's going to keep going. And Wallmaker, we know that he's really crisp. He's really solid. But as far as like what that gas tank looks like later on, I think there's a lot of testing there to be seen. But
Yeah.
so far, his cardio is insane. His combinations are tight. He's defensively sound. I'm not worried about this guy going 15 minutes. And I think to beat Wallmaker, take him off his best tool set, which is off his feet. His striking is his, key to the vault. If you want to beat Wallmaker, get it dicey, make it scrambly, get the fight to the ground. You don't want to be on the feet with this kid, not right now at least. So maybe once his chin gets tested more, we could see otherwise. All right, so moving up the card, we got Michael Chiesa taking on Court McGee. Now the props are loading a little bit here. I like that. So again, a moderate underdog size in Court, which makes sense. I'd say they're very similar in their fighting styles, where neither guy is going to be super threat heavy with the knockout on the feet. They're getting the job done between the grappling exchanges, especially whoever can get the fight to the ground. Michael Chiesa is a little better at this. I could see him getting the submission and winning. But from a prop perspective, I might look at this like Luke and Howland last week and say, what does the prop look like by submission? Fight to end by submission, because I think that also is very live in this fight. Um, yeah, 71% of the losses for Michael come via submission, despite he's also dealing quite a few of those. And for McGee, he's never been submitted either, but 36% of his wins are coming from submission. So, and that's not to say that Michael's not capable of being the first forecourt. So that's just like a quick read on this, but I'd have to look at the props to know for sure what's gonna make the most sense. What do you got for me on this one, Lethal?
Uh, Quick read, brother. Michael Yesser is trying to come back. He's doing his shit. He got the last win by submission. I love
Yep.
Michael Yesser. I love jiu-jitsu. I got Court McGee at $3.72. I'm in. I think that guy's going to grit it out. They want to go to the ground. I think Court McGee's fucking, I don't know, he's just got that old dog fucking farmer strength. He's got that Jim Miller fucking strength, you know, they just fucking, uh, Jim Miller lost against, I think it was against Chase Hooper. He was at like $4 or $5, I think it was at that time. I think it was that fight. Correct me if I'm wrong. We'll do that another time. But I at $3.72, I'm going to cut this short. My parlay will have some of my parlays will have Chiesa, but I've got a couple cool ones going on. That's how we walk out with the money. We just don't bank on one person. We sort
Yep.
of put a couple of $100 in, and then we sort of sit back and work out the rest later. So you're not going to make money off $10, dude. You're going to make money off a couple of hundred. So anyone listening to this, we give you a parlay, but we're sort of going to, as we're saying, we're going to say this guy maybe. What your job is to mix and match. You might get it right. We get it right a few, mate. I'm on my third week in a row. You're having a good fucking run too, brother. So, with that being said to our followers and anyone's watching this, man, um, I'm if my parlays on Chiesa, I'll throw a slide $10 on McGee to win by points or submission.
So,
Right? You know what I mean? Just to get $37.
yep. And just to
Just to
conclude
buy
a
it.
little bit of what Lethal just said there too, take some of your favorite bets, and as much as you want to parlay them, don't throw them down. If the props are decent, throw them down as just a single bet, because I'm telling you, a lot of my success this last card was playing with the parlays I had and not sitting there rebuilding them. Looking forward to just betting straight up Marab by finish, Kayla by finish, Luke Holland by submission. You know, either guy wins by submission. Shit like that. I wasn't sitting there building those parlays. I could have cashed out mega hard if I did, but I was not like greedy about it. You know what I mean? Like, one of those could have easily missed, and all of a sudden I would have had nothing. So just that's my final take too. We get very excited about long shots, and they're fun to do, but just separate some of your favorite options of those and just hammer it straight up. That's my advice. So, all right, moving up the card here. Paul Craig taking on Rodolfo Beirero. I like finishing this one a fuck ton. I mean, who doesn't? It's a Paul Craig fight. The chin is not there. We know it's not. That should be the road to success. Most people don't want to test Paul Craig's jiu-jitsu. He's one of the most dangerous guys still, despite his fight career has kind of come to a bit of a halt in terms of his ambitions and goals of getting to the top and this and that. Now, at this point, I think we can all agree, and even himself, I was just here for a good time. Paul Craig, you know, it's exciting when he has his moments. He's kind of like that tied to Ivasa category, Derek Lewis category, where because of his inability to become a complete fighter and pair one amazing tool belt with one that he's lackluster with and sharpen it enough to get him, you know, to this higher level of opposition. he has that brief moment of success, and everyone's excited. The gamblers are excited because the stocks just simply don't respect this man's capabilities of getting it done. And that's where I have to say, as a betting man, Paul Craig is always live by a knockout. He's always live by a submission. So the more he loses and the higher that prop goes up, the less I have to wager on it to bank out big. And I love that shit. So you already know me. You're going to see in my trading cards, big fucking Paul Craig fan. But I've respected from a from a perspective for my picks this week to have a higher accuracy. I'm fading Paul Craig. I'm betting on him, but I'm fading Paul Craig because of that trust in the history and where we are today. What do you got for me on this one, Lethal?
Like I said, my brother, it must be 2 p.m. We need to get this done, and I'm going to keep this really short for you, man, because all I have one thing to say and one thing only. Ankalaev has 1-1 on his record. Ankalaev, the UFC champion of the world, has a 1 on his record. A 1. And guess who it's by?
Paul Craig.
Paul fucking Craig. So you want to talk about a live dog against Herpy Boy? The guy that pulled out because he had fucking herpes? Right, let's call it blunt. All right, yeah. Now it's war stick time, brother. So
fucking bear time, baby. Let's go.
Only man in the world, the only man in the world that is always counted out, and saying it's not Paul Craig, one of your favorite fighters. Boom. Yes, it is.
Mine
Paul
too.
Craig is one of, yeah.
Mine too.
To put him at
separating the emotional pick that he's let down so many fucking times to say that I will bet Paul Craig with a sprinkle, but my pick is
that guy embezzles fucking Scotland, Scotland, Braveheart. He lives it. I feel it when I see him. He sells it well. He sells his brand well. Whether he wins or loses, I beg your pardon, I am a Paul Craig fan. And again, I'll say this before we move on. He's the only man in the world to beat Ankalaev.
Yes. And here's what I'll say to wrap that up. We can repeat that over and over because it is powerful and it is amazing. It's because that he did that to Ankalaev in like a span of 5 seconds or less, which is why the man can't get a single fucking person to tie up with him and be on the ground. Not even Bo Nickel, one of the greatest wrestler prodigies to come into the UFC, had the fucking nutsack to even attempt a takedown on Paul Craig. So congratulations, Paul Craig. You had an amazing weapon. You demonstrated it so fucking well that we've now just put you on your feet and you can't do fuck all about it. So,
and his stand-up's getting way better.
Great.
I'm not going to say it's great, but it's getting way better.
I wish he did that before the chin was gone. You understand? Like, I love Paul Craig, and you're going to see my collection on his cards. But from a pick perspective, I have to separate like La La Land and reality, and that's where I hope he pulls the upset because I'm making money. But from a pick standpoint, 9 out of 10 times he's letting me down. That's where I'm at right now with Paul Craig. So moving on.
Always lost. I've lost against Paul Craig. How many times have I lost against Paul Craig, sweetheart? Heaps. And this time I probably am. I don't know. I'm just thinking he's got extra time. And I think I'm going to go with a bit of Kevin Holland here. I think he knows he has to win. You can be Paul Craig. You can be fucking Biggie Boy. If you don't win, you're out.
Well,
you can put on the stupid face mask.
If he feels that way, then why didn't he attempt shit against Bo Nickel, who didn't offer anything on the feet for him?
I thought he did really good on the feet against Bo Nickel, Paul Craig. I actually thought he won at least 1.5 rounds, not 2. Like
I was there. I was there for that fight, and
I've got Paul Craig bias, brother. I think I have. I think I got Paul Craig fucking
Both
vision in my head.
both
But let's
fighters
move
sucked
on.
really bad in that fight, and somehow Bo was flossing on him.
I just love and he's not even a character. I just love a true human being. I love people that are honest.
Yeah.
Uh,
But that's
and
where
yeah,
I'm
like,
not saying I dislike Paul Craig. I love
no,
Paul
no,
Craig.
no, I'm not
I
saying you
love the
do,
war
but
paint. I love everything about him. But from a pick perspective, prove it
okay,
to me.
picking, I'm going Bilardo by knockout because
Yeah,
Paul Craig can't stand on his feet.
sure.
All right, that's my pick.
The
Bilardo,
distance
you
the
want me to pick
distance
it?
prop on this is gonna be dog shit. So you probably should
Bilardo
do
by
like Bellado
knockout,
first round.
Paul Craig by submission. There's only two ways this fight's go.
Ah, I will say that he's
No?
live at light heavyweight for a knockout with like a hammer fist or something crazy. He gets in these gunfights and he kind of shells up and turns his back and he's throwing a big elbow. He's throwing a spinning back fist. He does throw shit. It's not hitting, but when it does, it fucks people up. So I will always, because the prop is especially so fucking like crazy with Paul Craig, I will always do a knockout or submission or both. Before the fight was canceled, he was like plus 700 or 800 by finish. Paul Craig.
All right.
That's
So
fucking nuts.
I'm gonna put $50 on Paul Craig to win at $3.75 by submission or points, and I'm gonna keep fucking where is
Submission or
he?
points?
Olado as my parlay. So I've done a $5 on stupid Demobelov. I've done $20 on Montino, and I'm gonna put 50 bucks on Paul Craig. So that would get me $170 just for a win. So I'm going to put it on for a submission. I get $280 for a submission because his odds are fucking not live.
Mm-hmm.
His odds aren't live. So I am now going to do $75 on stupid.
Good
But
luck.
the rest are on my parlays.
Hell
I've
yeah.
got the rest locked in on parlays.
Do it up. There's a lot of dogs on this card, man. Best of luck. I mean, it only makes sense to like fade your
Mate,
locks and your parlays with some sprinkles because
I'm
I mean
spending
the
more
odds
money
are
on
crazy.
this
But
card
we
than I
really
did
got to
on the
move up
pay
the
per
card here.
view.
So let's get going and
I'm
talk.
literally
Go ahead. What?
spending way more money on this card than the pay per view, like the
Yeah.
last week's pay per view. This card really excites me because the dogs are amazing. So I'm going to put a bit of coin on some dogs here, dude. I'm going to fucking put the punt in.
Fuck it up. All right,
All
moving up
right,
the
next one.
card. I got Alonzo Menifield taking on Kumar Sai. Sai's live for the finish, of course, but Menifield got more veteranship. I would say he's as technical, no, but dude, Menifield is actually a fucking brute at 205. He's got a big frame. He's not the easiest dude in the world to take down. Um, you know, I'll just kind of leave it at that. I think Sai makes sense from a pick standpoint. Menifield, those props by like the finish, the upset, could be pretty big. If it happened, it's likely by a knockout. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Kumar in this. I'm not impressed with Menifield. The inconsistencies. He pretty much lost all merit in me ever entrusting in him when he went running at Ulberg. That was like the best cash out I've ever had on a fight. That wasn't a sweat at all. He ran out in 12 seconds with like a fucking rhino charging with his head down and just got absolutely galloped. So that's my pick. Kumar, who you got?
Mate, at $1.13, Minifield. Like I've talked about this before, I've actually got a whole parlay on all the old dogs. Not about odds. I've just got a whole parlay on the old going out and the
Yeah.
new coming in. I'll send you that later. But look, this fight actually didn't interest me at all.
Yeah.
But it's there.
Cool.
So this is a
Move.
fight where I looked at it and I went, you know what? I'm going to take the $1.13. I'm not even going to look at the stats. I'm going to look at Battlefield. You've been around long enough. If you were there, you should have been there by now. If you're not there by now, You're just another dude on the roster. So I'm going to take the new guy at $1.13 to keep it short, sharp, and fucking simple. Metafield, you've had many years to prove your point, and you're still not that dude. You
Yeah.
came in blazing again. You look big and strong, big, black, strong muscles. But I do know, like Greg Hardy was a big version of that.
Yeah.
You know, the cunt's fucking in jail now, isn't he, for domestic violence or something?
I'm not
So
sure. I like Minifield in
yeah,
the
yeah,
sense
yeah.
that
You
he's a
got to
good
look up that
gatekeeper for
shit.
these
Yeah.
new
So
guys to come
the
in.
downhill of Greg Hardy. So walking with your stupid tats, walking with your big muscles, walking with this shit. But are you a fucking the best fighter in the world? No, Metafield, you're not the best fighter in the world. I'm going to take the $1.13. I'm out. I'm not even fucking going to put a $5 on Metafield. Not interested in the fight at all. The only
Cool.
reason I'm parlaying this fight is because I have to.
All right. Yeah, I think Minifield to wrap that one up. I think he serves mostly as a gatekeeper, and that's his job in this is size having a chance to move up like 9 rankings or so, 8 or 9 rankings. That's his
Mm.
job. If Sai fails this test, he's just gonna waste the others until he levels up and improves because Manifield's not quick and he's not technical. He just can catch you. You were in when you should have been out, and so we'll see how he does. All right, so moving up the card here, we got Cody Brundage
Yep.
taking on Moonsir, Abdul, Malik. I
Malik,
I fucking love Mensur and
this fight.
that finish that
The
he
odds, do
had
you love
in
the
that
odds on
last
this fight?
fight.
You love the
Just
odds on this fight?
up against the cage. Ping, ping, fucking ping. Now here's how this one goes for me. I see Brundage respecting the power on the feet with Mansur and wanting to mix it. We know he can wrestle. He can do okay at this. I see him, Cody, wanting to get the fight down to the ground, work for ground and pound, and threaten a submission. Um, and Cody normally is the kind of guy that wants to stand on the feet and brawl and bang. I think if he does that against Mansur, he'll get knocked out. So Mansur is going to be my pick. I think the dude's physicality is a problem, and it would shut down Brundage at this level at the very least to prevent being taken down so easily and still coming alive with his shots. What does Malik look like late in the fight? Wear and tear, a lot of grinding from someone like Brundage. I don't know if we'll get to see it, but maybe that's the strategy to take them out. So, what's your pick?
Hey, look, man, again, I hate keeping saying this. People will keep on saying I'm racist, but we got another big, black, scary man coming in and fighting another fucking big, black, scary dude that's been around
Oh
for a long
God.
fucking scary time. So what have you done in that time? At $6.40, Brundage. I put $50 on Brundage to win. I put Abdul Malak on my parlay. I'm
There you go.
done with that fucking fight. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. Again, I'm just thinking in my head, Cody would respect what. Um,
I win $300
yeah,
at
it'd be sick.
$50. The Cody wins. I win $300 at $6.40 against Abdul
Yeah,
Malak. The big, you know what? Everyone thinks they come in like Francis Ngannou. There's only one big black scary man that come in and did it, and his name's Francis Ngannou, right? And he came in and did it, and he destroyed everyone in his path. So he destroyed everyone that the UFC kicked him out. Bad Dana. Bad Dana.
what I'm gonna wrap up
Right?
with too is like for this fight, I can't really talk specifics on methods and props because my bookie just simply hasn't updated that shit yet. But Brundage by a submission or TKO's got to look pretty live because I don't know if he would take this one to a decision. I don't know that this one goes to the judges. I'd have a hard time believing that. So, um,
So we just have win or lose over here. We don't have decision. So here I just have him at $6.40 to win or
yeah,
lose. So that's like $50. You don't not think $50 on Brundage. If you had a spare 50, that would make you $340.
yeah. There's
That's
other
not a
dogs
bad
on the card
stupid
too, of
long shot.
course, that are being disrespected. I don't know if I'd take this one, but yeah, it's a good.
No,
I still get it. It's a good dog at the end of the
so
day.
again,
As long as
parlay
Cody can
wise,
take this fight off the feet, I don't see how anyone's confident that Cody on the feet takes this guy out.
that's why I'm going to put up these cards, brother, because I don't believe anyone's going to get this fucking fight. I don't believe anyone's going to get the whole 13 picks. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
look, 50 on Brundage. My parlay's on Malik because I got to win the whole 12 because our goal is to get the whole fucking card. I don't care about money, man. You know what? If I won $1 on getting the whole 12, just picking the whole 12, I don't care. You know what I mean? It's all
Mm-hmm.
about getting the whole fucking card. So this is about more glory than money. So, but I've got 50, 50. I've done 125 so far on stupid picks, but my parlay is on Malik. Next one's going to kill me. Let's go. Garbrandt.
Yep. Cody Garbrandt taking on um, Rayoni Barcelos. Dude, he showed up like a fucking madman against Peyton Talbot. Couldn't believe how well he looked. Both of these guys definitely not at the beginning of the road in their career. Garbrandt is a bit younger, of course, but we know how he's faded. Cody is just like Jose Aldo in the sense where it's like if you wanted this guy to have his last however many legacy fights, keep him on the feet, keep him boxing. However, the level of opposition's always been threatening, the grappling, the submissions, and that's where, as much as I in my heart would love to see Garbrandt get that W and so forth, this is another tough matchup for him. And Rayoni is actually coming off of a fight again in Talbot that pretty much trained the same thing. Hey, this guy's on the feet. Cody obviously quick with his combinations. Talbot's got a lot more steam and power behind his, but let's get this guy off of his feet and take him to the ground. It's a common theme on this card, and I see that being the strategy here. So, from a pick perspective, little torn because you never know with Cody. You just never know what level you get until he's fighting. At 300, I didn't think he looked the worst against Figueiredo. Just the pressure of Figgy, especially coming up to featherweight, even probably surprising himself with his cardio, his grappling during that fight. Like, man, I could do this a little bit more than I could before, you know? Yeah, I don't like Cody's ability at this stage in his career to keep a fight on the feet. I feel like he gets taken down and shut down too easily. So this one I'm very much interested to see the weigh-ins. So bit of a split pick, but for now I'm gonna fade Cody. Who do you got?
At the end of the day, dude, it's always about the end of the day, which is the weigh-ins and how they feel and what we watch and all the information we get to the fight. I am the massive Cody Garbrandt fan from the Dominic Cruz fight, Dan. I've never seen anything more magical and spectacular than the performance that he put on in that fight. The skill. He made Dominic Cruz look like an asshole in that fight. A literal asshole. I haven't seen that back from the man.
It's because
Now,
Cruz
weakness,
just didn't
Cody
have
Gar-
like a lot of thunder on his striking. I felt Cody
yeah,
felt very comfortable
weaknesses
there.
with Cody Garbrandt. You've got a you get hooked from your left side. We haven't. I think you're done. Okay, I
Yeah.
hate to say this. I'm going to say this, brother. I'm going to breathe for a second before I say this. The guy that I saw and my wife watched this fight, the Dominic Cruz fight. She watched it. I actually just walk in and Sam, can you come in? I'm about to do this. This is my RIP to Cody Garbrandt. Sam, how did you feel about when you saw Cody Garbrandt fight Dominic Cruz?
It was one of the most amazing fights I've ever seen.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
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 Yeah, it was.
The push-ups, the dancing,
They
the
don't normally
fucking
pull out the fucking emojis mid fight, but they were. I
yeah.
mean, he was straight up
It was
flossing on that fight.
amazing. So, unfortunately, now with love and heart,
Uh,
Cody, you're one of those dudes that I'm going to say you are the. And Rony Barsolis is not a young dude coming in. I just think Cody Garbrandt's a beautiful man. He's a good looking man, covered in the beautiful tats. He got the belt. He got $1 million. You got your kid. I don't know what you need to do. Isn't that what you did to do it for? I think he's done. Ronnie
Yeah.
Basalos, though, it's an old dog. He still wants to fucking get that stupid belt, even though he might not get it. He's still hungry. I don't know whether
I mean, yeah.
Cody is as hungry as Basalos. So, with this being said, I will put Garbrandt at $2.50. I'm spending a lot of money this week. I'm putting $50 on my boy, Garbrandt. I don't know how you're going to do it, but I just have to do it emotionally because, dude, I will never forget you and Dominic Cruz. I'll never forget the dancing. I'll never forget the fucking half push-ups, and you embarrassed that guy. The greatest fucking bantamweight in the world. You embarrassed him.
Nah, that's Marab. Marab's the greatest bantamweight.
Oh, no, but at that stage,
At that
no
stage,
one.
yeah.
Well, Dominic
At that time.
was. Dominic Cruz was. Cody Garbrandt was the new kid on the block. He took Dominic Cruz. Did he ever come back from that fight?
No.
That was the John Jones versus everyone fight. Dominic Cruz, after that, that was embarrassing. Cody Garbrandt did a fucking class clinic on him.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen anything. You talk about striking, that guy's got striking. So, here we go. I'm going to cut this short. Barcelos on my parlay. Cody Garbrandt for your last fight that I'm going to back you with for the rest of my life at $2.50. I'm putting $50 on you.
All right. Moving up the card.
All right,
Edmund
let's go.
Shabazian taking on Andre Petrosky. Edmund's got a good chance of getting it done on the feet. Petrosky could have a really good chance of getting it done on the ground. That's typically the way both these guys work. I mean, Petrosky's live on the feet, sure, but I think respecting, again, the level of opposition, what's coming at me, where is he weakest, I don't see Petrosky wanting to remain on the feet with Edmund. He's been demonstrating some pretty good knockout power when people want to just straight up bang with him. He's susceptible to the knockout too, but I think Petrosky, if he gets the fight to the ground, he's a bit of a problem here. Now, he is a slight underdog. I haven't made an official pick between these two because I respect, again, how both guy gets it done. I'm going to have to think this one over and go into the weigh-ins. But so far, I'm edging Edmund, slight favorite. But this is a weigh-in fight for me. I need to see what these guys look like. What about you?
All right. Edmund Shabazian. Boo! Boo! Ronda Rousey apology. Blah, 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 blah. Petrosky. Tough fucking Ultimate Fighter from the house. I have him at $2.41 because I'm cutting this really short. He's on all my parlays. I've got it fucking remember that conversation before I was talking? I said one guy called out Bo Nickel after a fight. I can't remember his name. Remember we were talking about that a while back. Like, we were just DMing each other.
Yeah.
It was Petrosky.
Yeah, he was.
Petrosky. I am not a believer in Edmund Shabazian. I don't care. You're not special. You're not special. You don't have the pedigree, and you might have been trained here. I'm like, he will never come on here after saying this, dude. So I've just lost another UFC fighter on our podcast.
You
but,
might have lost him. I just said I picked him, and I respected his ability to get the knockout. So
it's up to
what
them
we'll
to come
do
and
is we'll
defend
just slap
themselves.
Edmund right over you, kick you out of the channel. I'll talk to Edmund and have you back on the show after.
No,
Fucking idiot.
absolutely. And, it's up to them to fucking, and this is the thing. I'm
fucking
not
with
here
you,
to
bro.
have an opinion. I want Edmund to come back and sit back and go, dude, what the fuck, man? Like, you're like the last dude I saw. You're like the other dude that we saw. Come on, man. We know you can fight. Can you actually fight? I'm going to go back to Gustafsson from the last thing. That guy came in and actually admitted he's the most fucking unfucking ruly fighter in the world. But what he does do is come in and fight, and he does it, and he uses his shit. So, boo, 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 Shabazian. I'm taking Petrosky at $2.41. I'm not having got Shabazian on one parlay, brother.
All right.
Not one.
We'll see how
Not
that
one.
ages.
So,
I think both guys are.
unfortunately, if I get there, hey, I tell you what, when we do our recap, if Shabazian loses, I'm the only winner then because everyone's going Shabazian. I'm bailing. I'm bailing on the Ronda Rousey.
I said I'm split
Bro,
pick on
he
it for
couldn't
now.
handle. He
I'm
couldn't
split pick.
handle
When I
hanging out
say
with
I'm split
Ronda.
pick on something, that means I don't have an
I did.
official decision on it. So that's what that means. Also, from a betting perspective, the smartest thing you could do is, if you can, over here at least, bet distance no. This isn't going to the judges and you're covering your ass in both senses. You may need to parlay that with something else to have it pay what you want it to pay, but it is pretty safe in this fight. Petrosky's either getting finisher knockout by submission or
by
knockout
finish.
on the ground,
Submission.
or
There we go.
Edmonds adding to
Petrosky
his
by
11
submission.
11 first round knockouts. He's going to have a 12th with Petrosky.
No,
But one of the
the
two.
submission, dude.
One of the two.
I'm going to go the whole hog, brother. I go all the dice on my boy Petrosky. Sam, do you know Petrosky? Andre Petrosky from The Ultimate Fighter. Do you know that big fucking fake cake banker?
All right.
Anyway, move on.
Yeah, no problem. Moving up the card, Rose Namajunas taking on Miranda Maverick. Again, much like we're going to see in the main card, I don't mind the matchmaking, but it's like at this stage, can we really expect Rose to be able to give it her best? Miranda coming in very physique, strong, stocky. Nunes starting to fade at this point in her career. She's had an amazing go, but is Rose able to meet Miranda in some of these clinch and grappling exchanges? Miranda puts a lot of that weight, a lot of that pressure in. She's winning on control time. Now, Nunes, as we know, pretty good at mixing it, both in her striking and grappling. But this is also 3 rounds, is it? Just want to make sure. It's 3 rounds. So I was gonna say that might actually make me favor Rose going into 4 and 5 a bit, but yeah, I think at the very least this could be a split decision Maverick. That's just how I'm feeling about it.
All right, man, I'm going to keep this really short. What a fucking snooze fest. What a boring fucking, out of the most boringest fights in the world. Rose Namajunas, she had a moment. I'm the woman, I'm the man, I'm the best. What the fuck, say? Oh, God. This is the fight that I actually go and have a piss, shit, shower, and shave. All right? Not interested in it all. Rose Namajunas, grow your hair back, you fucking leukemia victim. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but do some fucking shit, right? Really. You've got nothing going on with you. You got no personality. You look like a fucking drained out fucking drug addict sitting back in the back of goddamn fuck all. I would gladly put $100 on Maverick to kick the shit out of her and her put her gloves down and get the fuck out of the UFC.
God damn.
That is my take on that fight, Tone. What a boring ass fight. Get her the fuck out. Get her the fuck out. You beat the boogie woman. You beat the boogie woman once. You had a moment, right? You cut your hair. You went all fucking, ooh, I'm the best. You know, you married the older man at fucking 400 years old, older than you. That was your fucking coach. Like, I don't know what to say except I would give your cards away. I'm going to tell you this right now. Anyone that wants a Rose Namajunas card, I've got them in my collection. I will send them postage free to you. You bore me. You suck shit. Maverick, you go and fucking break her and get the old guard out of this shit. For fuck's sake.
Oh my
What
God.
a joke of a fucking fight. I'll put $100 on Maverick just because I hate Namanuas that much.
All right,
Done.
man.
That was
We hit
passionate,
some
right?
fucking triggers there, man. Oh shit.
Yeah. Dude, I am done. I am
You
done
don't
with the
even have to go
fucking...
any further. I think you leave it off on
Nah,
that.
dude.
I'm gonna do a send off on that fight. Shout out to Miranda Maverick. She does like the whole honeybee thing. She makes really good honey. What else have we got here with her? She'll
I
sign
know
like
you're
3
recovering from
cards.
that, though. I know you're trying to recover from that. And you're sitting back going, wow, that was an explosive moment from you, Lethal, bro. That was like really personal. And you know what? I love this shit so much. And you had a moment in your life and fucking grow your hair back. You're not the fucking 12-year-old fucking look like a goddamn rapist fucking junior anymore. Like, fucking do your shit. You know, use your
Yep.
jiu-jitsu. Use your fighting skills.
Shout
Train
out.
the
Hold on.
champ.
Let
Every
me just
moment,
wrap up
maybe
with
a
what I was
million.
trying to get off
Hey,
real quick.
I'm the best, maybe $1 million at the moment. Because you were the best. But you can't chant you're the best when you're not the fucking best. Plain and simple. Work your shit out. Maverick, $100, done and dusted. Don't like your roads. You're off my parlays.
All right. Yeah, shout out to Miranda Maverick. What I was gonna say is for like $25, she'll sign 3 of your cards. I had like 2 good cards. I'm like, huh, wonder what Miranda Maverick's stock's at these days. I hopped on and grabbed like a blue disco rookie of hers, a parallel, like $10 free shipping. And that's like out of 49 Panini. So, and it was a rookie. So I don't mind that card based on the way Miranda's coming together, and she is moving up. And obviously, the rankings flyweight division's pretty competitive, to say as well, compared to like the bantamweight division. So I really don't mind it. I think she's going to get stumped in the next few fights potentially, and there's going to be either, I'm going to grow from this and improve from this, or well, I've kind of reached what I can within the top 10 rankings, right? But this is a shot at the top 10 for her. And I think it's the perfect matchup because Rose, if you took anyone from the top 10 that had the biggest name to where she is now, I just don't see her coming
Hey,
back again and again and again. And that's all I have on that fight.
so if someone told me I had to fight a cancer victim to get a fucking top 10 ranking, I'm fucking all in, mate. I'll kick the shit out of the cunt. Cancer or no cancer, you put a cancer victim with no hair that looks like she fucking got a chance I'm the best when you're not the best. Like, I don't know what sort of fucking psychological fuck up you're going through with your 40-year-old husband that raped you when you were 16, but you know what the fuck? This is the shit where I'm going. I'm not into it. I told you I'm the most outspoken person on this fucking universe. Fuck you, Shal. Fuck you, everyone. This is the real deal here. You're talking to Lethal, mate. Rose, you are fucking done. Maverick, you destroy her.
There.
Yeah, I know. You're looking
Moving up.
Lethal. I know, man. I know you're going to have to edit this shit somewhere.
I'm not, dude. If you think I have the time to sit around and edit everything, that's where we're gravely mistaken. This is all getting uploaded, but it's okay.
I love you, brother. I love you
too.
because this is what it's about. This is what it's about. And
Yeah, you're good.
obviously, you hit a
You provide an
moment
editor,
that,
and we'll do all that. But no,
hate fake.
this
Okay,
shit's
what
raw.
I do know. Okay, Rose Namajunas is fake.
All right.
Done.
Moving up the card, the fight we want to see, the fight that's on all the graphics, the posters. Here we are again, Joaquin Buckley, not staying silent, nor should he. He's been a problem at 170 pounds. He's streaking, and I love that this is an amazing chance for him to take on the legend of 170, Kamaru Usman. He's right up there, in my opinion, with GSP, one of the greatest welterweights of all time, right next to Rocky as well. We have a pretty solid graduating class with an upcoming, one of the biggest streaking, rookies and prospects in all of UFC at 170. This is the competitive scene. This is your new lightweight. And Buckley is taking this shit on by storm. He's going out getting finishes by the likes of Wonder Boy, who's done a very good job in his entire professional career of protecting himself, especially with his striking. He's pretty defensively sound. I mean, look at Kevin Holland and run that one back with Wonder Boy. It's not so easy to get him out of there. Buckley hits like some fucking load up uppercut, Superman punch. Beautiful. The way he cut the corner in the octagon, you could call it a lucky shot. I call it, something. I call it some jazz. Now, Usman, we all know this isn't the best version of him. The inactivity's a beast in itself. Those knees are not getting good. He's having a hard time with stairs, from what I've been told. So, Buckley has a huge chance of getting it done by a finish in this fight. I don't think that the wrestling from Usman is really much of an option, so I like the fight to end by knockout. It's probably one of my favorite props on this whole card. One of these two will get clipped. I respect Usman's boxing enough to believe that Buckley could step into something that he shouldn't, quite simply put. Sometimes these guys get that confidence that they just don't know until they lose it. We could see like a Jorge Masvidal, retake with Usman. Powerful right bomb right down the middle. Buckley not respecting it. But I also respect the athleticism, the durability, and everything that I'm seeing from Buckley to not sit at the end of that shot, to keep the fight much closer. We're going to be right up in the fucking pocket. Joaquin Buckley ripping low over the top, going to the head. And I see Buckley hitting Usman with a powerful hook that just puts Usman into the shadow realm. That's how I see it within the first 3 rounds. How do you got it?
All right, my man. I know it must be about 3 o'clock in the morning.
You good?
I love you.
You
I love you, man. And I'm going to say this to you right now. I'm going to keep this short. All my parlays end up on Buckley. Okay. It's the youth. This is that thing. The old going out with the new. I have a massive Usman, as you can see. I got the 2 1 of 10s, and I'll show it to you now, right? Everyone, see, these are 2 Usman 1 of 10s. I know it sounds stupid, but actually exists. Misprint, call it what you want. Massive Usman fan. But I have to go Buckley. The strength, the power, the cardio. He's a mini Mike Tyson. Usman, you got the bad knee. The only thing I can give Usman, only thing that when I went through my mind when I was putting my tips on, was what did he do that was in the latest, apart from, and you know what? You defended your title 9 times. That's pretty fucking cool. Like, that's pretty fucking cool. Like, was it 9 times? How many times did he defend his title? Can you correct me right now before I make an ass of myself?
He defended it 5 times.
5. How many? Was he on a 13 fight win streak prior to then?
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm not counting pros, I guess. Let me just go from UFC. Sorry. 1, 2,
Yeah,
3,
UFC.
4,
I think it was
5,
like
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
12,
14.
13. And then he lost against Hamza, right?
Yeah, no, well, he lost his the head kicker hurt around the world.
Yeah, and head kick, and then Hamza.
5th round in the last minute.
Yeah.
Then he
And then
lost to Leon Edwards to a decision. Then Hamza beat him this last time around.
So what I'm saying is that if you look at that record at $3.14, all my parlays are going to finish on Buckley. I'm going to end this really quick, but at $3.14, look at that fucking record, bro. Now, I know he's old, 35. You're 32. Is that old?
I'm 35.
How old are you?
35.
Yeah, so he's 35.
Yep.
Same age. Or is he 37? Have a look.
Usman is 38.
38. So he's 3 years older than you. Are you out of your prime, brother?
Yeah, I would say easily.
No, but are you out of your prime? Are you
Yeah.
personally out of your prime?
Fuck yeah.
At 33? You reckon?
Yeah.
I reckon 33 is just the new 20.
Nah.
Like, I'm 52. I feel like I'm 30.
My gym results say otherwise. Like in my late
Yeah?
20s, I was fucking shit up.
All right. So I'm going to cut this short. I got all my shit on Buckley by TKO. I don't think he's going to hammer the fucking force of the old Mike Tyson, which is Buckley has very much incorporated in his fighting. Like, he really fights like Mike Tyson.
The peekaboo style. Yeah.
Yeah, he really does. And I think Usman, we're going to go, and we're going to have to say this with great regret. RIP to Usman. So anyone that has a PC of Usman, including me, get ready for your stock values of Usman cards to go down. But don't sell them.
Yeah, I would say
Don't
again,
sell
these
them.
are just the
Be
same thing with
proud of.
O'Malley
No,
stock
be
going down. This is all short-term
no.
emotional
But that's what I
bullshit.
mean.
Hold on to
But like,
those.
I'm not selling. If Usman loses tomorrow, I've got 15 gold cards of Usman. Like, I'm a massive. You didn't know that, but I am. 15. I bought all gold. Usman selects this all gold. Those two. Um, I'm not selling those cards, even if he loses. I'm loyal to the fucking fighter. Usman, you had a great career, but it's about to end.
Mm.
And I swear to God, if it doesn't end, I hope you see this fucking pod with me and the Toad on Lethal Toad, and you sit back and go, correct your words, because I will do that in front of you. But Joaquin Buckley is just, it's a menace.
Yeah. I respect both sides enough that I'm betting fight in by knockout though.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna beat Buckley and he wants to get close and do his shit, don't act like Usman doesn't have the hands to touch him the way that it needs to happen to put him out too.
And
So
the wrestling of Usman.
uh,
Don't forget, he won 90% of his fights for takedowns.
but that's just
Like,
it. He can't do that anymore, bro.
I
Those
know,
fucking
and that's
knees
the
aren't gonna
problem.
live up to fucking Buckley trying to wrestle.
Absolutely.
So that's why this gets done. And maybe there's an injury in some type of wrestling exchange, a sprawl, where it's a doctor stoppage or some bullshit. We don't fucking know. But Usman, I can guarantee you this: Buckley's gonna come in for the kill shot, and Usman's gonna try to counter. And between whatever that looks like, one of these men is falling down and not getting back up. That's how I see it.
And and you know what? It will be, and I will say this as the last thing so we can sign off on this, brother. It will be the old man. The old man will fall down. And how's that sound? Okay?
I mean,
The
statistically, the
old man,
champions, we all saw the stat with Volkanovski coming
yeah,
back against Diego. He was like one out of 19, the first ever to come back after 35 years of age plus after a hiatus and getting his belt back. Now, this isn't for a championship belt, but it's not like Buckley is also a loaded gun the way that Diego Lopez was, where Buckley's certainly a worthy contender, someone who I could imagine, obviously not right this moment fighting for a title, but he's like a win or two away from that. So, I mean, I'm not putting Buckley lightly. I think he's got a lot of conviction in what he's doing. He's fighting beyond himself. You hear him talking to the cameras all the time. Typically, he's got all these like body restraints and like ankle weights and shit on, running up and down hills. His team trying to pull him back while he's pulling forward. He's just
yeah.
like, yo, shit ain't sweet out here. I'm hungry. He's hungry. He's
It
out here
reminds me
trying to
of
take care of his family. Bro's going to
Mr.
come out and get a
T.
fucking knockout on Usman. I feel it.
It reminds me of Mr. T in Rocky 3.
Yeah.
Remember Rocky 3 with
Yeah.
Mr. T? Clubber Lang.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Clubber Lang?
Mm-hmm.
That's who he reminds me of. Every time I look at him, it's not Mike Tyson. I look at Clubber Lang. I just see that. And I don't think old mate's can face Clubber Lang. You know,
Yeah.
I like to think myself as a person, I could fight anyone in the world. I'm not scared of anyone. I'm not. But at the end of the day, I'm going to get the shit kicked out of me by 90% of the people in the world, man. Because there's bigger people, there's stronger people, you know what I mean? Like, that's what makes a sport great. It's about facing your own fears. And that's why you walk into the cage, the doors are closed, we face our fears. Not many people are willing to do that. That's why we admire the sport. Doesn't matter what I said about any fighter today, I respect all of them. This is all about where I think they are and what they're doing. So I hope I cause no disrespect to anyone out there. I love everyone because I have to do this as my closing, brother, because I know it's your bedtime, but I need to say this before we go to bed.
Yeah.
No disrespect. Old's out, new's in. We all get old. Father time is real. Okay? It is real. And as punters, let's talk about punting. I bet a lot of emotional shit today, 100 on here, and I'm willing to lose that because I'm happy to have a bit of fun. But my parlays don't say that. And we'll show you our parlays. Me and Toad will share our parlays because this is only the bit of the bullshit at the beginning. We'll see at the end of the fucking shit.
Yeah,
So far, so
for
good.
me, by like Friday, hanging out, going into the fights on IG, people will tap in. We'll talk about some bets, weigh-ins, cook up some final second bets, of course. So, if you want to do parlays, I highly recommend everyone check out the Long Shot Parlay stream with Hey Jives, Matty Betts. They do a good job. People from all around the community hop on. They share their parlays. You should hop on with yours. I know I do with mine. I wasn't on last week. But man, I was thinking the submission parlay, which funny enough, I never locked in, which included Holland, Marab, Harrison. Man, would that have been fucking sweet. It would have
That
paid
was
out
Red
like a
Panty night.
goddamn
That would have
nuke.
been Red Panty night at the hotel with your fucking mates that you haven't seen for many dead weeks and
We
years or
ended up
whatever the
not
time
having
was.
time for a lot of parlays that would have hit. I know that we wrote on Notepad a whole bunch of things, but we didn't have time to lock a lot of these things in like in the sense between fights. And we're just looking at the Notepad like, yo, that would have just fucking hit, you know. And some of these are like plus 50, 100 plus prop. So yeah, when we're betting 50 to 100 on a lot of these, it kind of sucked, but it is what it is. Life moves on. But yeah, we had a really good week last week, and I expect to here as well. I
My
said it
brother.
last week. Expect a lot of finishes. I'm gonna include a lot of finishes on my parlays this week. So, all right,
And
that's it for me.
what I'm gonna do for you, my friend. This is the favour I'm gonna do for you all the way in Australia for staying up all fucking morning waiting for fucking me to get back from work. I'm gonna sign this off for you. I'm gonna make it easy. Lethal Toad, MMA Toad, Lethal Aim Collectibles. We're the shit. We do our shit. We love our shit. I love you, Toad. Anyone wants to join in, fucking join in. Catch us every week, maybe bi-weekly, if you guys fucking join up. But with that being said, Toad, I wanted to let you get some sleep.
Yep.
I've had
Appreciate
about 50 beers while I'm here, by the way, so I'm pretty wasted at the moment.
Oh yeah.
My missus is home, but you know what, brother? I love you, man. Hey, package is coming.
Yeah.
It should be in the day.
I'm excited, man.
Yeah.
Yours
Yeah,
will get submitted on Thursday when I have time on my lunch break. So
no, oh God, I just want to let you know, man. I hope you're excited because
I
I
am.
got a present for you. And, mate, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to make it easy. Here's to Lethal Toad MMA, episode 2.
Yeah, 2 for breakdowns, but with recaps, I guess that's a little off. But
3
hey,
for
I love
recap.
it. Had fun, man. Thanks for tapping in as always. And like he just said, feel free to reach out to us. What we'll do is feature somebody just for like the main card breakdown. Real quick, here's my pick. Here's why. And if there's somebody else on the fight card, like in the early prelims, that is either like your big upset of the card or one of your locks, you can chime that in too. And then obviously throw out your handle where we can find you and what you got going on. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, the collaboration, I know we've already had from our other channels some people reach out from like my own previous fight breakdowns, but since starting this up with Lethal, the hope is to actually have something a bit more engaging. I know there's a lot of people who wish they have a spot where they could share their opinions and their takes and haven't quite found that home. So just know you're welcome here. We appreciate you. We love you. And we'll catch up with you later in the week between socials, fight, weigh-in show recap, some final bets, and then obviously recap the card, which if ever possible, I think the sooner the better, because throughout the week people really move on and do away with the card. I've heard enough about that. I went through that. Let's go to next week. And June is so packed with so many amazing fights that I'm certainly ready to put one behind me and move on to the next. So the faster you and I can get together to recap this card, I think the better personally. So we'll have to see what that looks like. But until then, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Much love. Peace.